Hey, g'day. This is David from English for Leaders. What we're looking at today is some of the basics around vowel sounds. In the English language, your vowels A, E, I, O, U have about 19 different sounds. One of the trickiest ones, A, could be a, a real weak and depending on what the word is, then yeah. So how do you learn? How do you pick up the sound based on looking at the words? Well, you kind of have to not look at the words and you have to hear the words. So what does that mean? How do you hear the word that you're reading, especially when you're by yourself and studying by yourself? One of the benefits of making some connections with native English speakers or then through your English classes is you get to hear the sounds. If you're in the early childhood sector, as much as you may hate it, if English is your second language, hanging out with a bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds will really improve your English sounds. And the reason that is because they're quite unforgiving. One of my clients, she's a babysitter slash au pair, and she's working with 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old kids, and they are constantly helping her out. Now, at first, you might feel like that's a real pain in the ass, but they're really doing her a huge favor. So what do you do if you're a 30, 40, 50-year-old person in a corporate environment? There aren't any 4, 5, 9-year-old kids around to keep you on track. Perhaps you can invite your colleagues to give you feedback. And the way to do that is to say, hey, I'm really trying to improve my sound, my English, my speaking ability. Would you mind pointing out? Would you mind correcting? Would you mind politely telling me when I'm getting the word wrong? And they might feel a little bit uncomfortable because, especially if you've been making a lot of mistakes, that they've been polite to just kind of say nothing. Really be asking them for permission to give you feedback. And it's a great way to learn. I was working with a engineer, and they were in the construction space, and they were talking about cranes and rivets. Now, cranes, C-R-A-N-E-S, cranes, it's got this sort of diphthong sound, this double vowel sound, A-E, crane. You just look at the word C-R-A-N-E-S, and you might say crans, cranets, depending on where your background is. But cranes is how we say it. And rivets. Why would you stress ri, not the rivets? Because again, depending on your background and your culture, R-I-V-E-T-S, rivets, might sound more natural. So again, if you'd like some help, reach out to your colleagues and say, hey, I'm working on, improving my English sound in finance, IT, engineering. And these words, I'd really like to improve them. If I'm giving a presentation, or I'm just talking with you, or I'm talking to someone on the phone and you hear me say something a bit strange, can you tell me? Now, if you're a bit uncomfortable with someone telling you and giving you that feedback, how about you give them a post-it note or a notepad and say, when I get it wrong, can you just scribble it down? Now, of course, again, you might feel like, no one's going to put in that much effort, but put it in a way that benefits them. Hey, I'd really like to speak as clearly as you. Would you mind helping me? Asking someone to help appeals to their sense of doing something greater than what they might be doing just for themselves. They would have a vested interest in helping you because now you'll be a more productive member of the team, especially if they like you, but the English is getting in the way. So don't give up. Find a way to solve the problem. Thanks. You've been with David from English for Leaders. I look forward to playing with you soon.